Welcome. I'm so glad to be able to talk with all of you tonight on our Community Highlight Live. Thanks for joining us. We're going to be talking about a New Jersey nonprofit that is feeding our community. It's called Your Place at the Table, or affectionately known as YPATT. So I am very excited to be able to share with you a conversation about the difference that's being made, great people making a great difference in our community. My name is Michael Smith. I'm the lead pastor at Trinity United Methodist Church in Mullica Hill. But let's get started by talking with the executive director of YPATT, or Your Place at the Table, Kristen Skrobanek. Kristen, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks, Michael. Thank you so much for having me here tonight for my first live video.
Absolutely. All right, let's start right in from the beginning. Uh, I'm curious, how did you get started? And I know you're about to celebrate a special anniversary. Won't you tell us a little bit about how you began and what you're celebrating after 10 years of community impact?
Sure, it's just amazing to think it's been 10 years since we gave out the first box of food. We started back with a Bible study with our families, and we just want to do something to help the community. So we decided to deliver boxes of food to families in need. So our family dropped off the food and drove away, and I thought, you know what? These families, just dropping off a box of food isn't enough. So I thought, okay, how can we get this started and maybe see if we can start a food pantry? I just wanted to give out food. And here we are 10 years later as a nonprofit and serving a lot of families. So it's certainly been a great journey, and I've been happy to be a part of it.
What are some of the things that you're celebrating after 10 years?
Yeah, it's been amazing to see the community outreach. Not only, people donating food, but also businesses coming on board, and even just meeting the families that we come that, walk through our doors that need help. I'm just amazed at how strong they are, and when you think about what they've been through, and just life is tough. So it's, celebrating 10 years of just being able to partner with people and to serve others.
Yeah, I know part of that experience, as you know, in the past couple years with obviously COVID-19. Can you talk a little bit about some of the things you were able to do and some of the ways that maybe you navigated change as we all faced a very interesting time in our lives the past couple years?
Sure. Yeah, when COVID first hit, like the very first night, somebody had asked me, "Are you ready?" And I had to think for a minute, "Are you ready?" And so many things popped in my head, such as how many families are going to be walking through our doors. And you know what? They actually can't walk through our doors. So, how are we going to do this? And how are we going to get our food? Because, the grocery stores were open, but the schools were closed, people weren't meeting. So, we had to get together and figure out how to make this happen. Just creative ideas by using, Amazon delivery to us. People were very generous then, making financial donations. And then over the months of COVID, it just kept going. I say, COVID wasn't a blessing, but quarantining was. The church was empty, so we were able to use the open space to be able to spread out and really see what we needed and how we can best serve the families. We did, curbside pickup, which really worked out well and kept everyone safe. We did what I called zone defense, and kept people together that were in the same household, and that led, other things led to getting a freezer and a fridge, which really has added a great benefit to our program for the families. So they're able to get the produce and the dairy now on a regular basis. That was really, I'd say, a game changer.
That's great. I see you got a crate right there behind you, and we've just
Oh
finished
yeah.
this pretty major called Pack the Crate. I know we've had it in my neighborhood. My family was blessed to be able to pack the crate and to share it with some of our neighbors. But I'm curious, tell us a little bit about packing the crate and some of the impact it's had from just Mother's Day to Father's Day.
That's right. It's been so fun. It's been amazing. I feel like it's our babies that go out into the community. This is our third year doing it. This year we increased the amount of crates. So there was a total of 53 crates that sent out on Mother's Day, and it just gets released. They get released into the community, and we have no idea where they're going or who's filling them. But as you can see, some of the crates have come back already. And it's just amazing to see the signatures on it and all the donations that we've received. I just found out today that we are almost at 10,000 pounds, 9,496. My goal was 6,000 pounds, so we've far exceeded that. So that's super exciting, for us to be able to help the families right now, because anybody who has kids at home know that summertime the kids want to eat, and you're at home trying to get the food for them. So was a great way to support our summer program and the kids there. So it's been great.
I mean, that's fantastic. 10,000 pounds. And ha, I mean, that's what I used to bench press in high school. That's what, no, I mean, seriously, what an amazing impact and look, all of this is run by volunteers.
That's
And
right.
through the generosity of, so not only did our community show up with the, right, you said over 50 crates being passed from neighbor to neighbor throughout town, but the amount of volunteers it takes to be able to organize to make sure that it distributes. I mean, here's just a couple pictures of some of the folks that are involved. You kind of get a sense of a little bit of what's happening. So
That's
thank
right.
you to all the volunteers. And Kristen, you want to tell me a quick story about some of the experiences you've had with your wonderful team at YPATT?
Oh, it's been great. Just seeing, really one of my favorite parts of it is that some of the families who have come and picked up food actually now want to come and volunteer with us. So they serve with us. And that to me is great. To me, when you walk in the door, I want you to feel welcomed. I want you to feel comfortable. Nobody wants to come to a food pantry, but if you're going to walk through the doors, I want it to be a good experience for you. So the fact that we're serving with our families alongside of us is great. I always say that you're called by your name and not your number. I want you to feel, like I said, welcomed. Um, and it's just been a great opportunity to be able to serve, like I said, with them.
Well, I'm curious, you are hosted right out of Trinity United Methodist Church at 284 Cedar Road, kind of right in the heart of Mullica Hill, Harrison Township. But it isn't just our town, you're having a regional impact. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the areas of where you serve or the maybe where
Sure.
folks are coming from?
Sure. We researched to see where the greatest need could be. So we looked at the surrounding areas to see who did not have any food pantries in their towns, and that's who we really focus on. So you can see here on the map, it's East Greenwich, Mantua, Harrison, South Harrison, and Elk Township. I know people have made comments that they're so happy that the food that they donate stays local and it's not going to other towns. So it stays directly in here with us, and helps family right in our backyard.
So, let's say if I'm someone that's maybe, come across YPATT or I'm in need, what would I experience when I come to YPATT?
Sure.
What do I need to do? Are there any prerequisites? What would I feel? Like you said, it could be nervous trying to show up. Tell us a little bit how you make people feel comfortable and serve them the way you do.
Families reach out to us multiple ways. It could be through the website, which is ypatt.org. They could see that we have a number that you can call or you can text, like I said, or you can email us. And we'd be happy to reach out to you and let you know when the distribution dates are. They're also on our website. And we just start the process of being able to meet you and be able to come to pick up food. The great part is that everyone qualifies. We don't get federal or state food. It's all 100% community donations. And the amazing part is that last year, every year it's gone up, but last year we collected over 39,000 pounds of food. And to consider that as donations all from the community, it's absolutely amazing and just shows the love of everyone around us.
I mean, 39,000 pounds is just an incredible difference in meeting a need. I'm curious, let's take a look at that picture again, because I love seeing just the organization, the
Mm.
eggs, the milk, the space. There you could see right there at the front door of Trinity United Methodist Church is a drop-off box, a donate box, that is getting filled every day, and volunteers coming every day to make sure that
Three
all of
times
the
a day.
donations. I'm
That's
sorry, what's
right.
that?
That's right. 3 times a day.
Three
It
times a
was.
day. I mean,
Yeah.
it's incredible. And so when we come, there's like an experience, and people
Mm.
will get to select what they need, right? You get
Hmm.
to, tell me a little bit of walk me through the experience of
Hmm.
what people go through
Sure.
of how to make it
Sure.
personal, because that's what I appreciate so much about your impact is the personal
Mm.
way that you make a difference.
Sure. When you think about the last 10 years, there certainly has been an evolution from the way we started to the way we do now. And so for now, we do have these rolling carts that come out into the large fellowship hall, and the families all get matched up with a hostess who will take you around. With the cart, and the families look at the cart and they can choose what they want. So, just because you say that you would like cereal, I know I eat different cereal probably than what Michael eats, and I'd like you and your family to get what you could use the most. So it's wonderful. The hostess take you around, and then you get to pick out. So to me, that's just I want to do it. I want to do it right, and I feel like that's the right way to do it for families.
Great. Thank you. Thanks, Melanie.
Hmm.
Renee, saying hello. Yeah, Kristen, you and your incredible team are indeed a blessing to our community. If you're tuning in just now, just wanted to say welcome, that we are talking about a New Jersey nonprofit feeding our community, your place at the table, or what we call YPATT. Kristen Skrobanek is with us tonight to be able to share a little bit more information, to answer maybe any questions that you have. But go ahead and feel free to make a comment, or just give a shout out to maybe those that you think would benefit or appreciate what we call YPATT. So thanks for tuning in. Let's keep the conversation going. Kristen,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm curious, you know, one element is certainly the donations that people bring, but I know that, there's a lot of organizations, restaurants,
Hmm.
just folks in our community that are part of your sponsor group. That, one of the things I give a highlight to, everybody, loves Wawa. And I know Wawa is one of your sponsors. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Who doesn't love
yeah.
Wawa, right? But there's so many great organizations, of course, that we want to
Hmm.
highlight tonight. So tell us a
Hmm.
little story about some of the folks in our community that are helping make a difference as well.
Sure. Our longest and one of our best supporters has been Harrison House. It's Constantine, and he's been with us for many, many years. He and his generous family, and his sister for the Cake Boutique, and his brother at the 40 Point Steiner will deliver pies to us for Thanksgiving. So that's always a generous donation, and whatever we need, they will be right there with us. Constantine always he has the jar out on the counter when you check out at the diner, and just so thankful for that family support. It's been amazing. We've also come in with a new partnership with Harbau Village. They've supported us in so many fun ways. I don't know if you saw the video yet of them doing their supermarket sweeps. They donated $1,000 and went to ShopRite here in Mullica Hill and went shopping. And they had a competition and just made it a really fun experience for all of us to see and be a part of. They've also come by and dropped off some toys for the families to pick out. So it's just really, I just appreciate the local support here in Mullica Hill. And there's, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts doing the food drives. The bakeries in town, Amici Bakery, they reached out at Christmas time and wanted to give cookie dough and milk to families. So that just people come up with all these creative ways of be able to give back within the community. So it's been really neat to see that along the way.
Right. Yeah. Shout out to the volunteers, David and
That's
Kay.
right.
We love volunteering for YPAT each month. I know. One of the great impacts is not only what you can do, but what happens in you when you do, when you serve.
Hmm.
So I know not only is it a blessing to serve, but we are blessed as we care for one
Hmm.
another. So
Hmm.
you mentioned some of the holidays, Kristen. I want to talk about, certainly whenever we think of like food pantries or food drives in the town, it is around some of those holiday times in which we've seen you do major impact, during the holiday times. Talk to me though about some of the other seasons of the year, because you're serving people uh, every month. And by the way,
Right.
tell us when. When's the next time you're
Yeah.
serving, and when does
Yeah.
YPAT help our community?
Sure. So we're open. We open towards the end of the month when the families tend to run low because usually their assistance comes in the beginning of the month. So we're the third Friday of the month in the morning, and also usually the following Sunday in the afternoon. So we have hours for, the working families to be able to come in the afternoon. We also do some deliveries for families that don't have cars. Those go out on Monday nights. If anybody is interested in helping in that area, certainly we could use another volunteer, and you can certainly email us if you're interested, or even text our phone. And it's just, there's a lot of ways to serve, and certainly we appreciate the help from the volunteers.
I'm curious, like how many, you mentioned you said you brought in, right, almost close to 10,000 pounds just on Pack the Crate. How
Mm.
many pounds of food do you give away every month?
Every month is about 2,000 pounds, so it definitely adds up. And I'm sorry, I'm getting back to your other question that you just had mentioned. When you think about, these food drives, the schools help us a lot. So, we'll be good now for the summer, but then we're going to drop off again September, October. So if people do want to donate, that would be the time. And even springtime is usually when we run low. So you might see us at ShopRite, with Clearview High School Honor Society students, collecting food out there. So, but you're always welcome to drop off food in our outdoor bin located at the main entrance of the church.
Good. I got just one more question for you, Kristen, but I'm curious if we can check and see, did anyone give a shout out or a comment that, does anyone have a question for Kristen before we sign off for this session? Feel free to post, feel free to ask if you got any information. Certainly, we will be able to not just answer it live, but we'll go back and check to see what some of your comments or questions might
Mm.
be. Or again, reach out on ypatt.org. But let's see, do we have any comments that we want to highlight now?
We have no updated comments, but we just had somebody drop one. Here we go.
All right. And I love when there are Instagram posts saying what you're low on, because that's very helpful. There we go. You've got a whole communication system, Kristen, of, yeah, that's important because we want to be able to meet what the actual need
Mm.
is. So,
That's
yeah,
right.
when you put out on Instagram that, hey, this month we need this, right, that makes a difference. I'm curious, is there something you wanted to highlight tonight of maybe what you're,
Sure.
I mean, obviously you just brought in 10,000 pounds of, you know, of things, but is there a certain
Yeah.
thing that you always kind of need, or maybe an item that you'd like to do? Talk to me about some of that.
Um, Certainly, there's certain items that go fairly quickly. We always have a list on our website, so that's ypatt.org. You can go and you see it on the screen there. So we definitely keep that list updated, or like Ann had said, we'll put it out on social media. And again, with the outdoor bin, you can swing by 24 hours a day and drop that off. Certainly our inventory goes up and down. We can say we get 6,000 pounds in, but maybe we didn't get enough applesauce. So when you see those needs come up, that's usually why we're just supplementing what we don't have.
Right. So I know we talked a lot about the donate, like bringing in
Mm.
food, the food drives and things. What are some other ways that people can get involved if they want to make a difference in feeding our community?
Sure. Besides dropping off food, the other way too is people become creative with how they do their donations. Meaning, a kid's birthday party was so sweet and asked for donations that way. So financial donations are another way to give back to us. We use that to mainly to purchase our milk and dairy each month. So that would be a great help for us. And then we also do fresh produce. So I want the families to get produce that is, good for them, obviously, and good that they would be able to take it home and eat, and it's not going to, go bad the next day. So that's something that we pride ourselves on. So financial donations are great. They can be given through the website. That we also have a Venmo account, and we have a QR code on our website that you can also use. So any way is welcome. If you want to send a check, it can go directly to the church at Trinity United Methodist, and we would get it that way also.
Great. Thank you. So
Sure.
we can donate, we can give. If we wanted to
Mhm.
volunteer, I'm sure there's ways that we can figure that out by going to your website and reaching out,
That's right.
right?
Correct.
So,
Yep.
here's the thing that, as we wrap up tonight, just wrap up this conversation. And of course, the conversation can continue to happen online on Facebook and, Instagram, continue to highlight YPATT and the great work that they're doing for our community. I, Your next distribution is this Sunday, is that correct?
That's correct. Yes.
So the good news, friends, is you don't have to wait until Sunday to be able to feel like you're making a difference in our community. You can do that right now, can't you? Right? You can go to
That's right.
ypatt.org right now and make a financial donation. You all are a 501c3, okay? Right? So we can
Mm-hmm.
do that, and I just want to encourage everyone that right now, in response to this, if you go online, check out the information, check out the sponsors, show them some love and appreciate them, because we're all in this together as a community. But you can make a difference right now. Go to YPATT.org and make a financial gift as we continue to feed the community. It goes directly to making a difference in people's lives. Kristen, let me give you a final word before we sign off.
Just thank you. We feel the love, and we just could not do this without the community support. So thank you so much for listening and donating and volunteering, and we love you guys. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Kristen. Again, a New Jersey nonprofit that's feeding our community. Your place at the table, YPATT. Check it out, ypatt.org. Thank you, Kristen. We appreciate all the work that you and your great team of volunteers and all of our community sponsors are doing to care for everyone in our community and beyond. Thanks for this conversation. Grace and peace, everybody. See ya.